Okay, so this is the second video that I'm going to do. It's not like part one, part two, but it's kind of like on the same subject, and I want these videos on my channel because I want moms, no matter how they're feeding their babies, to be able to learn something, be supported and encouraged even by my videos, and even if they're not breastfeeding. You know, so I want like all moms to be able to learn different things and to be supported and kind of like empowered by my videos, not just moms who choose to breastfeed. So I did make this video earlier. It was a little bit too long, and I think I talked too much, and I just want to kind of like get to the point and leave it at that. So I wanted to give moms who formula feed some extra tips that I think will help benefit her and the baby, the experience of feeding, and like getting some of the other, how do I want to say it? Like, for instance, they say one of the biggest causes of obesity is, or should I say, take that back? Let me reword that. A baby who's breastfed has a less risk of being obese. Okay. So why? Why is that the case? Well, what we have found is that babies who are breastfed are able to stop eating when they choose to stop eating. So they're not like, but see, a baby who is given breast milk in a bottle could still be overfed. So it's not about breast milk or formula. It's about how we're feeding our baby. So if you choose to feed your baby formula, then a couple tips I would have is, first I would say to look up paced bottle feeding. Because the paced bottle feeding is a certain way that we feed our baby so that we avoid our baby overeating. The other thing is the baby's able to breathe, suck, and swallow, and kind of learn that pattern without being like bombarded by the bottle. Because if you put the bottle just like a typical feeding, it just comes out and the baby has no way of stopping it. But if you hold the bottle in the proper manner, and only the tip, the nipple part, has the milk in it, the baby's able to suck the milk out. It doesn't just come out. The baby has to suck it. And when the baby is tired, he can stop for a minute, you know, and smile, and you talk to him, he can start sucking again. So I really recommend researching paced bottle feeding. And I will try to put a link below that you can look at and read. So I really, really recommend that, as far as like, really, and I recommend that for anybody who's bottle feeding, whether it's formula or breast milk. The second tip I would have is do a lot of skin to skin. And, you know, I can't stress that enough, because that's really good for you as a mom and for the baby. When you get the baby to the skin, it is not only going to help you to like, it helps release hormones that relax you, and that passes to the baby. And then, but it also, the baby gets comforted. They're very, very comforted by being skin to skin to you. They're hearing your voice and your heart, and, you know, the things that they listened to when they were in your womb. So doing a lot of skin to skin is really, really good. And I would say it's in no way are you spoiling your baby. I would say to hold them as much as possible skin to skin. And there's a couple tips on how you can do that. One is you can get like a camisole, and you put it over you and the baby. And then you take like a button-down shirt and you tie it under the baby's butt. And then you have like your arms free, and the baby is there. You can walk around and get things done, or just wear your baby using the wraps that they have, however you will carry your baby. But try really hard to do the skin to skin. That is really, really going to help you a whole lot, just with you and the baby. Your body's going to relax, and the hormones that are going to be released are going to be more of the normal hormones that are supposed to be released, and then the baby is going to get that comfort that they need as well. Also, a baby's eyesight is the distance between your eye, or your face, I should say, and your nipple. So one of the reasons that you'll hear breastfeeding, you know, talks, whatever, say that bonding is something that comes with breastfeeding, I never like to use that. because I really truly feel that bonding can happen no matter whether you bottle feed or you formula feed. So I really, really do not like that, comparison. But the reason they kind of say that is just because of the distance that the baby is from your face is actually the distance that they can see. They can't really see any farther than that. So when you're feeding your baby, hold your baby up and try to get that same distance while you're feeding them. It's actually the proper way, and you'll kind of learn the proper way to hold them when you're bottle feeding them with that paced bottle feeding, because they show you that as well. But then getting that good eye contact, so while they're eating, they can be looking at you, you're talking to them, and you're still getting that special moment with them as you're feeding them. It doesn't matter where the milk is coming from. Baby's going to know whether it's coming from the bottle or coming from mom. They don't, they're only going to know what you show them. So that's kind of like my, tip on you with bottle feeding, just trying those different things which help with obesity, help with bonding for you and baby. You kind of need those hormones released. Your body, if you don't have that, typically if a baby's sucking on your breast, it lets your body know the baby's been born, we need to make the milk and that kind of thing. But if you don't, if nothing happens after the birth, sometimes your body can go into sort of like baby death mode. It doesn't know that the baby is there. Hormones can kind of be stifled, and you don't know why you're having trouble bonding or whatever the case. So do that skin to skin. You'll find that it really, really helps you and your baby. Now, no matter what, whether you breastfeed or you don't, you're going to have engorgement. And most likely, because you're not going to breastfeed, you are going to be severely engorged. So I recommend hand expression. So check on YouTube a video on hand expression. If I can, I'll put a link below. Looking how to do that, that's probably the best way to get that milk out so that you don't make them any more swollen, because sometimes pumps can make them more swollen. And if you empty the breast, it's going to keep making more, because that's kind of like how it works. So you kind of have to like let it work its course, but at least, you can hand express some of that milk out, take hot, warm showers. You can use cabbage. It's sometimes it works for some people, sometimes it doesn't. So it just, you can look up different things, always be safe, and, see what works for you. But knowing that you're already going to have milk come in, express it and give it to the baby if you feel like you want to do that, because what you're going to have in there is like really strong, good milk. So maybe because it's there and you got to get it out anyway, it might help you to get some of that out and give it to the baby, and then you don't have to worry about, what to do with it, while it's coming out. So that's really up to you. But just kind of knowing what to do when that happens, and knowing that that's normal. If you were a breastfeeder, as you breastfeed, your stomach kind of contracts, so you can have a little bit of pain when you're breastfeeding, and that's normal because your uterus is kind of like going back down to size. So if you are a mom who is formula feeding, you could probably, you or your spouse or your partner or whatever, could do some stimulation to the nipples just to kind of like help contract that uterus. And that might help a little bit with that postpartum weight coming off. I think that's kind of like all that I can think of at the moment. Please comment below, email me if you have any questions or concerns, or if you'd like me to do another video looking up more information. I will gladly do that. Just know that if you ever come across my videos, or if you're around sitting next to a mother who's breastfeeding, just know that some people may judge, but most of us will not, because we understand that it's not easy. So you make your decision and I make mine, and we don't judge each other for it. And I just want you to go off, turn off this video, and feel empowered and feel confident. It doesn't matter how you feed your baby. You're a good mom. And that's what's important. And that's what I want you to remember. And that's why I'm making these videos. So I hope that it helps, and I hope that you will comment below. Any questions, please feel free. And like the video if this is a video that you enjoyed watching. I'll talk to you guys all soon. I hope you keep watching. Have a great day.